One more time all together. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbos.
It's great to see you. I'm really happy to be back with all of you. Thank you for the love and support and healing blessings. I'm feeling good. Um, so excited to welcome you to Chochmat HaLev and to our Pride Shabbat. We are just delighted to be hosting. We're Julie, Jose, and Lior, who you've just been hearing and singing with. And we're so excited to also welcome Meg Adler and Binya Coates and Kiki Lipset, who will each be offering teaching and or music and or poetry during our service tonight. So thank you everybody for being here. We are having our regular service, and tonight we're starting a new addition to our gatherings. So when we complete our service, we're going to leave the Zoom gathering open for an extra half hour. Tonight, we're going to be hearing stories from our queer elders and also inviting other people to share their insights and connections to Pride. There'll probably be a little time for just schmoozing as well. But in the future, it'll be really kind of an open kind of oneg room where people can hang out. Sometimes we'll go into small groups and sometimes we'll be all together. But just to say, if you're missing the connection that happens when we gather in person, just saying hello to somebody, meeting new people, that's going to be the time and the space for you. If that's not your jam, no problem. You can leave the meeting when the service is over. It's all good. So again, welcome, welcome. We're so glad you're here.
So we would love to expand this gathering spiritually by inviting everyone to dedicate your Shabbat to somebody that might have been an inspiration to you, or someone who catalyzed your own growth and your own finding of yourself, or someone who was a great teacher for you, or a guide of some sort. We welcome you to put their name in the chat if you like. Maybe a word about who they were. I would like to dedicate this Shabbat to two people. Talia Rose, who passed away last solstice on Sunday, and what a powerful queer elder she was. And also to a woman that I knew, that I met. Her name is Chaya Stoika, from a Sinti Roma community in Austria, who was a Holocaust survivor. And she spent 3 years from the ages of 9 until 12 in some of the worst camps that you've ever heard of. And I met her when she was in her late 50s, and she was absolutely one of the most powerhouse life lovers I've ever met in my life. And she was a self-taught artist, and ended up being a very renowned artist because she realized that art was the way that she could tell her story, that words weren't going to be the way, but that art was going to be the way. And since we have invited our dear friend Meg Adler to join us tonight and help us tell the story of gay liberation through art, it just felt right to invite Chaya Stoika of blessed memory into our midst tonight. We're going to take just a second. If you're lighting candles at home, we invite you to get ready to do that. As we've just moved into this moment of dedications, imagine that that person is a light, and that when we're lighting candles tonight, that we're literally bringing their light into our midst, and that light that we all carry inside of us, that we express out into the world, ends up being the way that Judaism invites us to enter into sacred space. So it's not just a candle. If it were just a candle, whatever, we'd be in an Italian restaurant, right? It's not just a candle. This is the light of our hearts, the light of our souls. So grab your candles if you're lighting, and here we go. Take some big handfuls of that light and fill your heart with it, and then take some handfuls and send it out into the world, and then we go inside and hold it all together, all that light in our mind and our heart, and we say, Kadosh, 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 Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Let there be light inside that shines through us into the world and warms it and illuminates it, and let us say, Amen.
We'd like to invite our dear one, Binya, to please bring forth her wisdom and art and beautiful creative poetry to help us continue to welcome this Shabbat of Pride.
Can you hear me? Okay. They used to light them up 2 by 2 for the honor of the day, each witch like a Shabbos candlestick, with warped glee in the matchlighter's hand, as they offered our mamas as unwilling incense to a God who hated the smell, the children covering their eyes like Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. We break bottles now at weddings because of the mamas who broke them on cop windows, Comptons, where Hashem's word cracked through the windshield like the heavens, where we found revelation standing atop police cruisers like mountaintops. My tate throws me bread across the Shabbos table like Miss Major threw that stiletto, that brick addressed NYPD, like my mame throws salt over her shoulder, get rid of that devil, the same words they used, get rid of that devil. We stand on the shoulders of giants. What a sin it would be, pride, without the humility to know that nothing over which we are proud is our own. That we aren't shopping a gifted pride, but an earned one. Not received, but excavated. Clawed through the dirt till the nails came unglued and the paint got chipped. And with mangled paws, we rose, panting and holding the gem that had been hidden away. The compressed ashes of offered up mamas turned diamonds over the centuries. That's what we keep around our necks, adorning our tiaras. Every high note karaoke hit, a reclamation of a mama's shriek. Every beat mug at the ball is Brandon, is Matthew, a beat body. And what about Marsha P's body? Floating down the Hudson like Moses in the Nile. Whichever city agency fished her out, did they see a prophet like Pharaoh's daughter did? Did she rise from the reeds to lead her people again? And if not, why not? And if not, will we? We stand on the shoulders of giants. Every inch of height, a fossilized leather boot heel caked over vinyl pumps, walking through this wilderness on these ancestral clown stilts for however many years we're given to wander. Today is the day we commemorate the days when so many of those journeys ended. When our doides, our ancestors, laid themselves out, exhausted, bruised, covered in glitter, an offering at the foothills of the promised land. The inches that their bodies tallied up, lifting the soles of the next pair of chucks. And in that ancient ritual, they prayed, let these ones be the ones. Let these ones be the ones that take us over to that other side.
Thank you, Bina. Oh, we're calling you home. We are calling you home. We are calling you home. Sing with me together. Oh, we're calling you home. We are calling you home. We are calling you home. Oh, we're calling you home. We are calling you home. We are calling you home. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei HaShalom. מלאכי עליון, בואכם לשלום, בואכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון. We're calling you home, sing with us together. Oh, we're calling you home. We're calling you home. We're calling you home. Oh, we're calling you home. We are calling you home. We are calling you home. ברכוני, ברכוני לשלום. מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון, צאתכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון. Here we go, all together. Oh, calling you home. We are calling you home. We are calling you home. Sing, sing, sing. Oh, we're calling you home. We are calling you home. We are calling you home. Standing on a giant shoulders that started this path for us. I'm so honored to be here with you and to be a part of this world where everybody are welcome. Growing up in kind of a mainstream Israeli world, this is such a gift for me to be a part of a world where there's room for all my different parts and all the parts of this our community. So I thank you, I welcome you, and I also want to sing to all of us, wherever you are, wherever you're from. We're singing together. Oh, we're calling you home. We are calling you home. The Chochmat HaLev home. Oh, we're calling you home.
Welcome home, everybody. Shir Ladonai, Shir Chadash. Sing a new song. One of my first teachers was a cantor who made it his practice every time he led a service to learn one new piece of liturgy, one new melody, one new prayer, so that it was always new. I think when we're in this community, because we each come so new and fresh, as Steve said, to this experience, I just love how every time we're gathering, we're creating something new together. So I invite you to think about, what is your new song? What is your unique song that you are giving to the world right now? Shiru Ladonai. Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash. Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz. Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash. Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz. Shiru Ladonai, Baruchu Shemo. Basru miyom leyom Yeshuato. Shiru Ladonai, Baruchu Shemo. Basru miyom leyom Yeshuato. Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash. Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz. Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash. Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz. Shiru Ladonai, Baruchu Shemo. Basru miyom leyom Yeshuato. Shiru Ladonai, Baruchu Shemo. Basru miyom leyom Yeshuato. Ay, 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 da, da, da. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay.
Okay, everybody, stretch out a little bit. We are calling the spirit of Shabbat to come in, the spirit of renewal, the spirit of newness, and welcoming the Shabbat with ecstasy and love and togetherness. And one of the beauties of Jewish rituals that we have room for everything. We have room for grief, and we have room for joy, and we have room for celebration, and we have room for togetherness, and we have room for the whole human experience. If you're called to dance and shake and move and get lost in your living room, great. If you're called to just sit and listen, great. I want to invite you, if you're able, to sing with me and to dance with us and to create an experience where we invite the spirit of Shabbat into our homes. Lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Let's try it again. Lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Yalla, here we go. Ay 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 ay. Ay 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 ay. Ay 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 ay. Ay 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 ay. Lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Yalla, here we go. Hey, ay 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 ay. Ay 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 ay. Ay 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 ay. Lecha dodi likrat kala, lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Ay 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 ay. Ay 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 ay. Ay 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 ay. Ay 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 ay. One more time, here we go. Lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. One more. Ay 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 ay. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Ay 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 ay. Lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Okay, shake all those daily, Yom Shel Chol, shake it up. Let go of anything you don't need anymore. We want to invite you, if you're able to, if you're outside, great. If you're inside, you can open a window or a door just to let some fresh Shabbat air in. Wherever you are, see if you can open a door, open a window, and come back to our gathering. Taking a moment just to בשלום, עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ברינה ובצלה, תוך אמונה עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. Sing together, בואי חלה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. בואי חלה.
Thank you so much, Lior. Boi chala. We are delighted this evening to welcome Meg Adler as our guest darshan, our spiritual preacher. Meg is a good friend, a Svaranik, a Camp Tawanga and urban Adamanik, and an amazing queer leader and amazing illustrator. Meg has an MA in religion from the Yale Divinity School and a really amazing project called Letters Aligned. We're going to put all this information in the chat so you can check out Meg's work, maybe take a class with Meg. But for now, it's our pleasure, Meg, to welcome you. Thank you so much for being here. And Shabbat Shalom to you.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you so much for having me. Hi, everyone. In a moment, I'm going to share a Devar Torah based off of this zine. So if you've never heard of a zine before, it's kind of like a handmade booklet. And everyone is going to have a chance to download this. And this is what my Devar Torah is based off of. But here's the cool part. It's just like this. You print it out, and we're going to get you all set up after this if you would like to download one for yourself. This zine is one I wrote a couple weeks ago, and it's called A Brief History of Stonewall. And I'd like to now share my Devar Torah based on this art. So Shabbat Shalom, everyone. When I was 15, I sat bolt upright in bed one night in the middle of the night because a question popped into my head just suddenly. What if I'm gay? I told myself, but you're not, you're not, you're not, you're not. Just go over and over and over again until I fell back asleep. When I was 20, I fell in love with one of my teammates on my Frisbee team, pretty classic, and considered quitting because I couldn't stand the fact that I was deceiving her, because every time we high-fived, it meant more to me than it did to her. When I was 21, I wrote a poem about being confused about my sexual orientation and shared it at the UCLA Slam Poetry Competition, and as such came out to my school, my parents, and myself. When I was 24, I met my now wife working at Camp Tawanga. At 26, we got married, and now I am 29 years old, and this is my first Pride, the first Pride I have ever celebrated. Pride always felt vacant to me. I don't like day drinking, large crowds, limited access to toilets. I hate making plans with too many people who constantly say, wait, what are we doing? So naturally, I always sat out. One time I also sat in on a panel at Jar Zahav with intergenerational queer voices, and I heard a 16-year-old lesbian say that she felt Pride was more for the straight kids than for her, and I felt it wasn't for me either. This year, however, it was just the perfect storm to ask the question, what is Pride actually about? So I did what I do best. I studied. I read articles, essays, timelines. I watched documentaries. I listened to interviews and podcasts and more. I had taken queer theory in undergrad, and I could talk all about abstractions of gender and sexual identity and all of that, but I never knew what was pride. Turns out it's a lot more than rainbow bathing suits, as fun as those are. In a way, it is like so many Jewish holidays. Here's a recipe. 3 parts discrete population, add that to 2 parts oppression, 4 parts celebration, throw in disagreeing about how it all really happened, shake it up a little, and boom, a quintessential Jewish holiday, right? So allow me to tell you the Megillah, AKA zine, as I learned it. Once upon a time, as all stories start. In the United States, it was illegal to be queer. It was illegal to wear clothes intended for the opposite sex. And if you did, depending on where you lived, you would be fined or jailed. So queer folks could gather only in certain places, and many of those places were bars. Generally, they started as gay men's bars and only later allowed others in. And one of those bars was the Stonewall Inn in New York City. I'll mention now that gay liberation didn't start at Stonewall. But for the sake of understanding Pride as a day and a month, this is where the story begins. The Stonewall Inn was run by the mafia, who would overcharge gay patrons for watered down drinks. They would blackmail wealthier patrons, threatening to out them to their communities, which could result in them losing jobs, families, dignity, liberty, in exchange for money. The mafia would pay off cops to leave the patrons alone, but the cops would still raid the bars from time to time. One time was June 28th, 1969. For some reason, on this night, the raid didn't go as it had before, but was resisted. We don't know who threw the first brick or shoe or whatever. We do know that Stormy DeLarvery, Marsha P. Johnson, and Sylvia Rivera were there. In particular, Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera, Black and Latinx drag queens, respectively, were 2 people who didn't just have nothing to lose, but they had everything to give. They fought back not just on the 28th, but every night until July 1st when the riots ended, and then well after, for years, creating safe spaces for trans femmes and queens who called themselves the street people. They're heroes in the truest sense of the word, but like many heroes, frustratingly in their time and for decades to come, they were not treated as heroes. After July 1st, 1969, the riots stopped, and this became known as the Stonewall Riots. For years to come, the celebration of the protest of gay liberation and queer humanity more generally, and that's what we celebrate today. When I'm not busy researching queer history, I'm a Jewish educator and artist. I primarily teach 6th and 7th graders who are about to become bar mitzvah. Our pedagogy is based around the following. First, you have to learn the tradition and history and what it says. You have to learn how others have critiqued it, changed it. Then you're responsible for interpreting it yourself. Study so you can make informed decisions about how you participate. Today, I feel like a bar mitzvah student entering the queer community as an adult. I feel I have studied my history and I'm interpreting it for you all. I am no longer passively declining my invitation to Pride. I'm writing it for myself, like a Purim spiel. While I once thought Pride was superficial, I now know I just hadn't found my drosh yet. And believe me, I can critique the commodification of LGBTQ liberation all day. That would be a whole nother drosh or a book or a podcast series or whatever we want it to be. But I'm not going to do that today. I'd rather not, because today I feel like it's my gay mitzvah, and I'd like to offer my vision, a blessing, a poem for Prides to come. May Pride amplify stories of Black, Indigenous, people of color who are trans and queer and their communities. May it celebrate the victories of hard-fought histories while recommitting to healing places of pain and death that remain. Next year, may all be free. Next year, may all be free. May Pride mean gratitude for queer pioneers and awe for youth, wise beyond their years, who teach us to love more deeply than this world has ever seen. May this be God's will, l'chaim, and Shabbat Shalom.
Yasher koach. Thank you so much. Gorgeous. Happy gay mitzvah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Kiki is going to offer a beautiful song by Brandi Carlile as a kind of a musical resonance to Meg's Drash. Thank you so much to both of you.
Hi everyone, Shabbat Shalom. Okay, I'm putting everyone on gallery view. Yes, so I am going to share some musical Torah from Brandi Carlile, and she's one of my favorite queer singers. And to build off, thank you Meg for sharing that, and to build off your drash, this song is I see it as a prayer for all the baby queers, and Meg, for your young queer soul when you were younger, that they can shine without shame and that they can grow into themselves in a world that fully embraces and loves them. If you know the song, please sing along. You're feeling nervous, aren't you, boy? With your quiet voice and impeccable style. Don't ever let them steal your joy and your gentle ways to keep them from running wild. They can kick dirt in your face, dress you down and tell you that your place is in the middle when they hate the way you shine. I see you tugging on your shirt, trying to hide inside of it and hide how much it hurts. Let them laugh while they can. Let them spin. Let them scatter in the wind. I have been to the movies. I have seen how it ends. And the joke's on them. You get discouraged, don't you, girl? It's your brother's world for a while longer. We gotta dance with the devil on the river to beat the stream. Call it living the dream, call it kicking the ladder. They come to kick dirt in your face, to call you weak and then displace you after carrying your baby on your back across the desert. I saw your eyes behind your hair, and you're looking tired, but you don't look scared. Let them laugh while they can. Let them spin. Let them scatter in the wind. I have been to the movies. I've seen how it ends. And the joke's on them. Let them laugh while they can. Let them spin. Let them scatter in the wind. I have been to the movies. I have seen how it ends. And the joke's on them. Happy Pride, Shabbat Shalom.
Why do I have to be after all those amazing people, one after another? What kind of a day is this? Thank you, Kiki. So beautiful. Wow, I could just listen to another hour of you. We're going into Sim Shalom. We're inviting a prayer of kind of bringing peace and life and love and chesed, beauty to all living things. We're inviting specifically to pride today, to really welcome all those different parts of life. This is a song that I learned from my good friend Richard Kaplan, who's dealing with a lot of medical issues right now, so I also want to send this to him. If you know it, please sing it with me. Sim shalom, sim shalom, tova uveracha, sim shalom, sim shalom, tova uveracha, o chaim, 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 chen v'chesed, oy v'rachamim, chaim, 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 chen v'chesed v'rachamim. Sim shalom, sim shalom, tova uveracha, sim shalom, sim shalom, tova uveracha, o chaim, 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 chen v'chesed, oy v'rachamim, chaim, 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 chen v'chesed v'rachamim. Inviting you, if you're able to, if you feel comfortable with closing your eyes for a minute and putting your hand on your heart. And just sit with those words. Bring peace, create peace. Chaim, life, chen, beauty. Chesed, compassion, loving kindness. Rachamim, open heart. So take those beautiful words, this beautiful melody, this beautiful prayer, and make it your own. See if you can take it to yourself, to your loved ones, and to any dark corner in our world that needs some light. Any dark corner in our world that needs support and to reach out to it. Any dark corner that is calling you to show up for it. Sim shalom, sim shalom, tova uveracha, sim shalom, sim shalom, tova uveracha, o chaim, 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 chen v'chesed, oy v'rachamim, chaim, 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 chen v'chesed v'rachamim, o chaim, 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 chen v'chesed, oy v'rachamim, chaim, 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 chen v'chesed v'rachamim. Sim shalom, tova uveracha, sim shalom. Blessing and goodness for the whole wide world. I want to invite you even to take another step deeper into the Shema. If you have the custom of covering your eyes for this one, or just going inward, inviting you to take a moment to deeply, deeply listen. To the sound of our community, to the sound of love, to the sound of justice, sound of opening, and to the sound of fiercely supporting each other. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shekhinah Achat, Havaya Achat. We're singing ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. Love life with all your heart, with all your being, with all of who you are. Let's sing it together. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך This is the easy part. Here we go. Love upon love upon love. Tell your neighbor. Love upon love upon love. Tell them Susan Felix. Love upon love upon love. Love upon love upon. You can look at your neighbor square over there and tell them. Love upon love, everybody. Love upon love upon love. Love upon love upon love. Love upon love upon. ואהבת ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. Quoting Maya. Love Mary's love, Mary's love. Love Mary's love, Mary's love. Love, Mary's love, love upon love. Let's sing it all together once, all together once, all together. Love upon love upon love, everybody try it. Love upon love upon love. From your heart to everybody. Love upon love upon love. Love upon love upon love. Love upon love upon love.
Yeah, and I have to ask, I have to follow Lior. What a blessing to feel like every person who's gone before you is too great to follow. And we just need to keep, as Binya so beautifully taught, standing on those great shoulders. So I'm jumping on your big shoulders, Lior, and following that deep, deep invitation to open our hearts up and to feel that great love, to extend it to those who are in need of healing, healing of body or spirit, heart, mind. And we are offering these prayers with special intensity for our friend Richard Kaplan and our member Carol Suveda, and Ralph Warner, our member Fred Warner's father, and our dear friend Michael McCormick. So we invite you to add the names of those people for whom you would offer this blessing of healing into the chat so that we can generate a lot of energy around their names and for them. And if you're uncomfortable putting their names, you can just put my dear friend, or you can say someone I care about or something like that, but to represent them so that we can fill them with that. And of course, you know, as this pandemic has gone on and we've lost so many people in our country, and we will lose so many more before it's over, that we hold all of those people who are struggling with COVID in our hearts, and sending them energy and strength that they should find their way through safely and whole.
We're sending you light to heal you and hold you. We're sending you light to hold you in love. We're sending you light to heal you and hold you. We're sending you light to hold you in love. Elna Befana love. Elna Befana love.
Please heal this one.
Elna Befana love. Elna Befana Refuah Shleima,
Full healing.
Refuah Shleima, sending you light, sending you light. Refuah Shleima.
May we and they soon know a time of full and complete healing. And let us all say, Amen.
Amen. Our thoughts turn to those who have died, those whose lives have touched us, have delighted us, have challenged us, have informed us and shaped us in some way, and who have left a little piece of themselves in us to carry into the future. We announce with deep sadness the death of our dear Talia Rose, known amongst the people Israel as Tirza Bat Avraham Vasara, partner of Ray McLaughlin, whose tender care saw her through an amazing journey to the other side, And I know that she's showering down all of her love on you, Ray, as you navigate this world without her. We are also sending love to our friends Jody Seltzer and Ron Feldman, both of whom lost their moms this week, and the 124,393 people who have died of COVID as of this morning. If you would, oh, sure. We, of course, have been remembering a tremendous presence in the Jewish community in the Bay Area and beyond. Corey Fisher, who was an incredible, amazing teacher, artist, actor, amazing man, and a powerful partner to our dear Naomi Newman. They brought so much Yiddishkeit into the world together, and we will miss his contributions tremendously, but he left us a lot to work with, so another set of big shoulders to continue to rise up on. If you would like to add the name of anyone for whom you would be offering this Kaddish into the chat, we invite you to do that so that we can have them amongst us, along with maybe a word or two about who they were to you. The Mourner's Kaddish comes along to inspire us to feel and live and see and experience this life a little bit more because of what we learned from those people who are no longer here in the body to experience this world physically. So take a moment to think about what it was that they gave you, what lens that you now see the world through, or touch that you now experience and interact with the world because of how you learned it from them. And we invite all who are so moved to rise for the recitation of the Mourner's Kaddish, which will appear on your screen in just one moment. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. Be'alma divrach yerutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon uvyomechon. Uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uvizman kari v'imru omen. Yehe shmei Rabbah mevorach leolam ul almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach. V'yitpa'ar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shemei d'kudasha, b'richud. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehe shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu, V'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Amen. Ose shalom b'imrumav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol Yishmael, v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru, Amen. May the one who has created wholeness all around us inspire us, enliven us, catalyze us to make peace in our hearts, in our families, in our cities, in our nations, and in our world, speedily and soon. And let us say, Amen. Amen. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us for this beautiful Pride Shabbat. It's been wonderful to see each of you and to celebrate with you. We're so grateful to Meg and to Binya and Kiki for adding extra special glitter into our midst. Thank you so much, Lior, for all you do to sustain and hold our hearts. Thank you. Thank you, Steve, who is our Zoom wizard, and thank you, Dorit, for helping to keep our doors open, and to so many of our board members who I'm also seeing in this service. Thank you so much. We have many amazing events coming up, including our house parties, opportunities to meet and greet with each other. You'll be seeing the links for some of these events. And also, if you're interested in learning more about Meg's work, and potentially learning with Meg, there's some links in the chat right now. We're gathering as a community this Sunday. It's a Shiva gathering to remember Talia Rose. The Zoom link is now in the chat if you want to take note of that. And we also really want to thank everybody who's been a part of helping to sustain us financially during this time. We thank our members whose memberships support us throughout the year, and we welcome all of you who are guests and friends and visitors, and are so grateful for donations of any size to help us keep bringing these services to you. As I mentioned at the top of the service, we're going to be opening up the conversation in just a few moments after Lior sings us out for the end of the service. And we'll be here together for another half hour or so, hearing stories from our queer elders and others who have connections to Pride and Stonewall, and to have an opportunity to connect and schmooze a bit together. So everybody who would like is welcome to stay on. And anything else? No? Fantastic. Lior, thank you so much for singing us out.
You might hear some kids screaming in the middle of the song, if you don't mind. Shabbat shalom, everybody. Ose shalom b'roma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru Amen. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru Amen. Ose shalom b'roma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru Amen. Yalla, here we go, everybody. Come on. Hop, 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 yalla. One more time, here we go! Come on, Jeffrey, what you got? Come on, Binya, here we go! עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ועמו Amen. Amen, everybody. Shabbat shalom. Send somebody a free kiss. Mwah, 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 mwah.